The SACP wants U.S. Ambassador to South Africa Reuben Brigety, that's his name, to be given his marching orders. This is in response to his claims that South Africa armed Russia last year in their war with Ukraine. Now, Brigety has since apologized for not following proper channels and is using the so-called megaphone diplomacy. But the SACP says this isn't the first time that the United States has caused security concerns within South Africa. So let's bring in their spokesperson now, Dr. Alex Mashilo, to expand on this. Dr. Mashilo, thank you for your time. Good morning to you. I mean, you have released a rather scathing statement, I have to say, in terms of the stance the SACP is taking with regards to the U.S. Ambassador Reuben Brigety. In essence, you're not mincing your words. You're saying South Africa should give him his marching orders.
Definitely. This is not the first time the U.S. Embassy under his leadership did what they did. And last year in October, they issued what they called an alert, acting together with the U.S. Consulate in Johannesburg on behalf of the government of the United States of America, saying that there was planned terrorist attack in the Greater Sandton area, which would take place on the 29th of October. On that day, the people belonging to the LGBTIQ plus community had organized a parade. We all know what perceptions prevail in the United States regarding people who belong to the LGBTIQ plus community. And it could be that the panic that the U.S. Embassy acting together with the U.S. Consulate could have been underpinned by some of the wrong perceptions that prevail in the United States. Now, just imagine when you say there is going to be a terrorist attack in a country, you are causing panic. This has caused panic indeed in South Africa. Imagine the number of people who have their loved ones working in the Greater Sandton area, and many of us South Africans who are concerned about our national security. Now we are in May, that so-called terrorist attack did not take place, and the manner in which the U.S. Embassy came out regarding that so-called terrorist attack was wrongful to begin with. Now we are in May, they come up with allegations, and when you look at the allegations, we can see that many people are paying attention to the content of the allegations. As the SACP, we pay attention to the founding basis of the allegation. As a matter of fact, the United Nations has not sanctioned Russia. The sanctions against Russia come from the NATO-dominated United States. They are unilateral sanctions outside the legal framework of the United Nations. Now, South Africa is not a colony of the United States. We cannot be forced to follow United States foreign policy. We are an independent republic with our own mind, programs, and independent international relations.
Do you believe that he might be part of, and I quote here your statement, part of a rogue intelligence operation that is spying in South Africa?
Of course, we believe so. How would an ambassador who represents a foreign country in our country make such claims without such claims coming from rogue intelligence networks? That is, if you look at it, clearly the function of some intelligence work. I mean, they are definitely spying on South Africa, and they used the information obtained from those spying activities to make these allegations. We don't accept that as the SACP.
We heard, Mr. Reuben, the ambassador, Reuben Brigety, coming out saying that he does apologize. He apologized for not following procedure and protocols in terms of making such statements. This, of course, bringing to the fore that due processes or protocols were not followed by an ambassador who's hosted in a country and has evidence, according to him, that leads him to believe that weapons were loaded on Lady Russia, but they did not inform the host country first. However, Dr. Mashilo, is it not concerning that he has not retracted his statement? He has not said, I withdraw what I said, I simply apologize for not following protocol.
We have not seen his apology in writing. We have not had him tender his apology. I doubt if you have had him tender his apology or you have seen any written piece of word. What we know is that our Department of International Relations and Cooperation came out to say they have had an interaction with him and he regretted acting the manner he did, in terms of which we characterized him as acting hysterically. I mean, seeking to hold South Africa accountable for not following unilateral sanctions that have been imposed outside of the United Nations framework. His entire behavior is concerning. By the way, you are not just talking about an ordinary ambassador here. You are talking about Dr. Brigety, who is a holder of a doctorate, somebody who can read, interpret documents, and who should understand the applicable laws and the consequences and the far-reaching implications of his actions.
Well, before I let you go, I mean, I just want to also give you an opportunity to, I suppose, reiterate your stance in this. I mean, you are an alliance partner to the governing party, to the leading party, the ruling party, the ANC, who have come out to also say that his remarks were distasteful. Where do you stand in your position as an alliance partner? Does this is a stance shared with the ANC? Is it just the SACP who feel that he needs to pack up and go? Because it is a very strong stance to take, not to say just reprimand him, but in saying that we're okay with your services. We've had enough with your services. You may pack up and go back to the United States.
Our alliance, thank you for that. Our alliance is an alliance of independent organizations. So as the SACP, we have adopted the position independently because his actions constitute a national security threat in our country and undermine our democratic national sovereignty.
Right.
We are not a colony of the United States of America. Our foreign policy cannot be determined by an ambassador or a foreign state. We are an independent republic. We do not want any external dictatorship at all.
We leave it there. Dr. Alex Mashilo, thank you so much for joining us from the SACP, sending a very clear message that they think can actually very stand by their statement that Ambassador Reuben Brigety should be given marching orders, saying that they believe he is very much part of a rogue intelligence operation currently spying on our country, and that on its own poses a national security threat.